I started approaching venues which were mostly... Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Hey guys, hope you're doing great. 2018 is near its end, and for me personally it has been a great reading year. I've read about 25 books this year, and I feel like now it is the time to give you the 7 best books that I have read. The way that I have made this list is by including the books that has had the greatest impact on my life. Before going into this list, if you are interested in self-help book content, then please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so you're not gonna miss any videos. Anyway, the first book that I have on my list is the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown. Now, this book here teaches you about the concept of being an essentialist. What is an essentialist? Well, an essentialist is a person who only focuses on the most important things in life. The thing is, if you focus on too many things at once, then you will only get a little ahead in all these things. However, if you focus just on one thing, then you will get extraordinary ahead in that thing. So this book has taught me to not take up new ideas all the time. Instead, I just have to work on the most important thing at a time. Everything else is just a distraction. The next book on my list is The Motivation Myth by Jeff Haden. Yeah, this shouldn't really be a surprise for you, considering in my top 3 self-help book list I ranked it as the best self-help book that I have ever read. So again, let me just explain to you why this book is so good. You could argue that the first word that comes to mind when we're talking about success and self-help in general is the word motivation. Motivation is what makes us keep going and work towards our goals. Unfortunately, motivation is not something we humans have all the time. We are always pursuing it by perhaps finding a motivational speech on YouTube or doing a pep talk in front of the mirror. That said, this kind of motivation from my experience only lasts like 10 minutes or so for that reason it isn't really sustainable. Consequently, I am so happy that I found this book because it explains that a lightning bolt of inspiration which a motivational video is meant to give you isn't working. Real sustainable motivation is something that you automatically get by achieving minor successes, like doing a workout or finishing a small task. Because here your brain will generate dopamine that will motivate you to the next task. Book number 3 on my list is Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy. As the title says, having willpower isn't enough if you want to achieve more. The environment around us is just so powerful, so if you haven't shaped it in a way where it's possible for you to achieve your goals, well then you're doomed. To give you an example, if you hang out in an environment where your friends and family smoke, well then you're probably going to start smoking as well. So get this book here if you want to understand the importance of being in a proper environment. The 4th book on my list is Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. If you are interested in starting your own business, then you have to read this book. Despite it gives you the elements that still matters in order to become a successful entrepreneur. Then you'll also learn how you can thrive on the different social media platforms so you can influence people and get customers. Moreover, I especially also like the small stories in the end of each chapter of how normal people has used the author's tips to go for their dreams and become an entrepreneur. Book number 5 on my list is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I picked up this book because I was getting a bit tired of all these self-help books talking about being happy and positive all the time. I wanted a more honest and realistic approach to life, and this is what the book gave me. It did that by including principles about that it's okay not to feel happy all the time and pain is critical for success. Book number 6 is High Performance Habits by Brendon. If you haven't watched any of Brendon's videos before, I highly recommend you to go to his channel. There is a link for it in the description below. The videos have definitely helped me, especially on becoming more clear on my values and my goals. The same is true with this book, which is based on a study on high performers and what they do or have done in order to become successful in life. What the author figured out with this study was that these high performers, generally speaking, had 6 habits in common, and the author of this book named them high performance habits. So if you want to learn about these habits and implement them to your own life, then get this book. Finally, it is time for the last book of this list, and that is Grit by Angela Duckworth. This was one of the recent books that I've read, and it talks about the concept of grit. According to the author, grit is what leads to success. It is a combination between passion and resilience. In other words, you have to be passionate about what you're doing and resilient enough in order to achieve your goals. I especially like reading the part about resilience because it is a topic that I haven't really read a lot about before. furthermore it is so essential in life. Anyway guys, that is it for this list. I would really like to know what are the best books that you have read this year. Besides this, there are links for all the books in the description below, so if you are interested in them, you can go and check them out. This is also the last video before 2019, so happy new year to you guys. That's it. If you like this video, then leave a like and a subscribe. Thank you guys for all the support. Have an amazing day. See you next time.